Hello and a very warm welcome to Design Date. I'm Claire German, Managing Director at Design Centre Chelsea Harbour. In this virtual format, we're keeping our community engaged and inspired wherever they are. We're bringing together designers and industry insiders for some great conversations online. Our friends in America are celebrating Thanksgiving. It's such a special time to express our thanks and gratitude, and we're hugely grateful to have such wonderful speakers today. From super yachts to lake houses and private jets, there's little that star designer Andrew Winch hasn't turned his hand to. And beaming in from the US is Hilary Gustafsson, president of Summit Furniture. We're going to find out how design perfection underpins both of their work and the magic that happens when they work together. And who better to moderate the session than Charlotte Abrahams? With so much to discuss, there may not be time for questions and answers, so without further ado, I'm handing over to Charlotte, and thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks, Claire. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here this afternoon talking about creative collaborations inspired by the sea and the sky with Andrew Winch and Hilary Gustafsson. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Hilary is president of Summit Furniture, a company founded in 1979 and specializing in exquisite and the finest handcrafted furniture made from sustainable teak. Andrew Winch founded his eponymous design studio along with his wife in 1986 and initially focused on yacht design. It now encompasses aviation, interior design and architecture. And is internationally recognized as one of the world's leading design and architecture studios. So these two companies have recently come together to create a collection of furniture called ARC. And we're going to look at the pictures in a moment, and it is incredibly beautiful. But before we do, just Andrew and Hilary, tell us a little bit about how you came together to work and what the synergies are between the two of you. And this is just an example of Summit. A Summit interior. This is Yellowstone Park, is that right, Hilary?
Yellowstone Club in Montana.
Lovely, lovely. And then we've got a similar one of a resort in the Seychelles, Andrew, is that right?
That's right. That's a new resort we've created from scratch with its own marina, with a lot of, it's one of our biggest architectural projects at the moment for a private client. His yacht will dock and his plane will land in the national airport. So it's a nice place for him to take a holiday.
Certainly is. Certainly is. So, Andrew, Hilary, just tell us a little bit about, how it came about that you're working together now.
Hilary, you start.
Okay, well, I will start by saying that we have a long, long history with Andrew. He has, I think, as a young designer, was specifying our furniture. So I think, there's a long relationship there. But obviously, Andrew has a long, sort of impressive body of work. He has expertise in a key market that segment for us. So it was sort of when it came to, we had done an earlier collaboration with John Munford decades ago. And, Andrew was somebody we were dying to work with. We were trying to create this marriage of superior design and unparalleled craftsmanship. And he was the one. I mean, he also has a team behind him. He has a deep bench that is magnificent. And his charm oozes throughout the entire organization. So they are wonderful to work with. So that's, from our point of view, we were very, very excited.
Okay.
Thank you, Hilary. Well, thank you, Hilary. It's a lovely introduction from both of you. I do love design. And I think I'm very lucky to work and spend my life doing something that I like so much. It doesn't really feel like I'm coming to work. When I come to our studio, I now have over 100 complementary friends here who work with me, and architecture is now about half of our studio. So we have about 15 fully trained architects working on projects all over the world. And as Hilary said, when I started, it was myself and my wife, Jane. And I've always been a friend of John Munford, and I've always admired what he did with Summit, and also all of the Summit furniture. And it's been one of those targets of life that I wanted to do. And many times they kindly asked me, and doing a collaboration, you have to give it 100%. You have to be willing to commit to it, not let anyone down, and do something that's successful commercially. There's no point spending the time unless both the buyer, the builder, and the designer are happy with the outcome. And here we came into that lucky and lovely partnership, working with Summit, who I respect so much. I wanted to do something, as I say, with them. Creating the Ark was something that I dreamt up with my team, but myself sitting on a plane coming back from a meeting. And I just thought, here's an idea I want to do. And Hilary said, let's do it. So sometimes fate can fall at the right time. When we were a smaller studio, I think as a small studio, you can be doing collaborations as a primary part of your business. From our business now, it is a minor part, but it is growing into more areas, whether it's carpets, whether it's ironmongery, door furniture with turnstile, whether it is clocks with Mercer. So we're finding a way to, or the team are finding a way to let me explore my dreams.
How fantastic! So the Ark, from the moment you were doing your sketch on the plane, Andrew, but talk us a bit through the how the design process works. And I think we've got some images of the collection, and I know the weave is very kind of key part of it.
It was. I mean, there's no point in doing something as a new design studio joining Summit. You need to do something. As a collaborator, you need to create something which complements the brand you're working with, but also identifies your own signature and your own feelings about things. And so Summit have some wonderful Munford furniture. They have some wonderful other very strong, very solid looking pieces. I wanted to try and create with Summit something that was tactile, something that had a pattern, which instead of a single piece of wood, felt like it was growing like branches. And obviously, always loving the sea, loving the beaches, loving sand, loving wind. I wanted to try and make something that wove its way around your body when you sat inside it. When your hand went over the side of the arm, you felt a texture outside, something that had to be durable on the exterior of houses and boats, and yet looked like a sculpture when you were looking at it. So something that was, because anything if you're going to go and sit somewhere, you see it as a piece of furniture, a piece of sculpture first. You're drawn to it. You want to then enjoy the environment of sitting in it, and then of course you're looking away from it. So the comfort factor has to come into it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And what this is your inspiration board, is it? This is what you presented
Yes.
to Summit.
Yes.
And sorry, Andrew.
Sorry, Hilary, carry on.
No, I was just going to ask Hilary,
yeah.
what was your brief, or did you just say, Andrew, come up with a collection of furniture for us?
This had been talked about for years. Every time, I think Andrew had spoken about it with Jane Sieberts, our owner. Every time I bumped into him at the Monaco Yacht Show, we discussed it. But timing, all the stars aligned. And I think, as he said, in his side, he sort of got his team into a place where it made sense and we can move forward. So in 2018, Team Winch had lunch with Jane Sieberts, our owner, and myself at the Monaco Yacht Club. Mm-hmm. And during the Monaco Yacht Show, and they presented us this book, and this was the first image, which is incredibly inspiring, I think. Yeah. And that's a very nerve-wracking moment because we love Andrew and the team. They're a wonderful kind of partner. We want to love the designs, but we're approached constantly. So we don't say yes that often, actually. And so we saw this and we were just thrilled. I think Jane was thrilled with designs and felt it would fit in well with Summit. My worry was it was so complicated. Could we actually make it?
Okay. And tell us a bit about that making process, because we've got some pictures of some of the finished pieces. And as you said, it is very, there's an awful lot of detail.
There is. Andrew mentioned that on that tabletop is a veneer in the shape of that mimics a leaf. That's where Andrew was talking about this love of nature, and that is reflected, and the details are amazing in the collection. So what was most difficult and challenging was the weaving, or what you call plate, I think, over there. But that is 5 pieces of teak laminated, woven through these, brushed stainless steel bars. And, this has to endure outside. And so that was challenging, but, I was really proud of our production team and worked very closely with Andrew's team. So there's a lot of back and forth. And so it was challenging.
And is that one of the reasons you like collaborating? I mean, this is a question for both of you. That so the weave was, you know, would challenge Summit to do something that you hadn't done before. Is that kind of one of the key reasons why you collaborate rather than do everything in-house?
Well, Andrew, you want to answer that?
I think it's every studio and manufacturer. Summit can do their own designs, but bringing external sources keeps things alive. It brings innovation. It allows Hilary's just picked up on it. There's a challenge to doing something with Winch, and it's not to be taken lightly, and it's quite complicated. So I didn't think it was as complicated when I sketched it out. I said, that's easy. We just plait the wood around it. Surely that's just a simple thing to do. No, because it's all, remember that all of Summit's furniture is sustainable teak. So it's an ecologically grown, ecologically used wood. It is external, it's got its own natural oils, but it will split, it will do all sorts of things. So the quality, I have, sitting outside my studio here in Barnes, I have 4 pieces of Summit furniture that I have had from them for 25 years. I have some Mumford sun lounges at my swimming pool at home that I've had for 25 years, you know, and I clean them off every spring and I enjoy them and I love them, but they work every single time. I mean, they don't deteriorate, they don't fall apart. There's the quality that you have to put in. The simplest detail has to stay right for years and years and years if you're going to spend the money to buy something with Summit, because it's the quality brand that you're buying. And it's the integrity, the attention to detail. So I wanted to try and bring, you know, you see these lovely pictures of women and guys all over the world in woodland and in villages making things. I wanted to bring that sense of manufacture, natural manufacture, made by hand into this piece of furniture, not machine made. And Summit make by hand. And so I wanted it to feel like flowing waves, like the sand on the beach when the tide goes out and you feel those rivulets. But also very pure, very clean. So obviously yachts have teak, they have stainless steel, and they have some exterior fabrics. But it should be something that is durable, it's easy to look after, and you just enjoy the experience of it and the look of it.
It's very beautiful. I think with the last shot, I think is it in situ on a deck. This is
a boat we're building at the moment, and I'm very proud to say that the client has fallen in love with this Summit collection, the Ark, and we have it on the aft deck there around the dining table, and we have it upstairs. We have it around the bar outside. This is a 60-meter motor yacht we're building at the Amel shipyard. And it's for a repeat client. So this is the 3rd yacht we've built for him. We're on our 2nd house for him. And we've just finished one in London, and we're doing one in France for him now. So he likes what we do. He likes nature. He likes natural woods, nothing too shiny. And he likes nautical inspired furniture and feeling. So we're very lucky. So this is the saloon of a 60-meter.
Yeah, that is real eye candy.
Yes, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, anybody can have it.
Yeah, almost anybody.
Almost anybody.
That's a good point that you make, Andrew, because one of the challenges working with Winch is every project they have is this unique, creative sort of moonshot that nobody else has ever seen again. And so one of the challenges was to make sure that it was something that could be made over and over again, and we could sort of offer to a broader audience than you're used to sort of offering it to. So that was a fun part of the challenge, I would say.
Interesting. And of course, I mean, with Summit, you've collaborated with people, you know, right from the beginning. I think that the founder, Bill Siebert's, initially collaborated with Kit Stewart, the American eccentric designer. Yeah. And then it's been referenced already, the John Mumford sun deck collection. Yeah. And I think his director's chair is your best-selling product. Is that right?
Our director's chair, which was designed, I mean, I don't know if it was probably 25 years ago, is still our #1 selling piece. Yeah. I mean, we were founded on collaboration. We love collaborating. We've collaborated with 12 different designers over the years, and these are long, long relationships. Kip, we still sell his designs. We hold inventory. So Andrew, you are with us for a long time. And
it took me a long time to get there, didn't it?
Yeah, well, you're with us, but
thank God I'm in the club.
Yes,
I'm in that club.
I know,
Finally,
you're in such a good club. Of the 12 designers, 7 are English, which is amazing. When we were preparing for this, that I saw that 7 were English, and that includes John Munford and Glenn Peter Machen, David Lindley, Nina Campbell, and now Andrew. So
Amazing.
That is really exciting.
So
really
is there a particular synergy with British designers, do you think? I mean, that can't be a coincidence that 7 out of 12 are Brits.
You know, I think we moved quite early to London. We opened an office very, very early in London. And I think that really gave us a lot of relationships. Also, I was talking earlier, Andrew, I think when you were there, that really some of the absolute best super yacht designers in the world are in the UK. And I think that's grown out of this wonderful sort of, originally, is it one of the Bannenbergs, Andrew, and you all worked, and then you kind of spawned all these little kind of studios. And so that's a unique, unusual sort of phenomenon that's there in the UK. And then we have David Lindley and Nina Campbell. I mean, Nina recently did a fabric collection with us, which was just an incredibly pleasant, nice experience. She's generous, she's knowledgeable, she's obviously gifted, and we learned a lot from her. I mean, that's one of the things, is we learn so much from our designers and our collaborators, and we appreciate that very much. I mean, it's really a two-way street.
I think,
and their designs remain so long in the collection. We've got some pictures of the sun deck, which, you know, I think, as you say, it's 25 years of this.
Yeah, this is our director's chair. And so recently we've taken this chair. I mean, literally a few months ago, I just saw it last week in LA. We did it, we made the teak black, and we powder coated the stainless steel black, and we have black slings. So, you know, we find over time we can change designs, innovate. So this is an ongoing process. We don't just launch it, but this is a very, this was inspired by British campaign furniture. It's foldable, stackable, stowable. He really was a genius when he created this. And so Andrew, you know, he had a big hill to climb, and he created this magnificent art collection. And so we're really proud of both these collections.
Yeah. And Andrew, I mean, Winch also worked with some of the luxury brands to create bespoke products, don't you? You've worked with Turnstile quite recently, and I think you've got something coming up with GP&J Baker. I mean, how do you choose what brands you're going to work with?
Well, over 4 years ago, Lena Grappin joined us as our CEO. As our business grew, my wife retired, and the business has developed commercialism more, perhaps, but looking at the future, the strength of the business. And over these 4 years, we have analyzed, Helen in the office runs our merchandising team. She has analyzed the companies, their marketing budgets, the places they sell to. You know, the design center is very important to us. It's a very focused center. In the States, you know, in Fort Lauderdale, a center there, in Miami, in New York. You have to decide where are these things that you're going to design going to be sold, at what prices are they going to be sold, what volume, what quantity, what your license fee is going to be. So from taking it from purely a passion that you need to do, you have to become commercial. Ino and her team have created that side of our business. Selena has been with me, head of interiors and architecture for many, many years. And she worked with me, as well as Michael, who's an architect, a furniture architecture. So he's worked with us designing these pieces, worked with me. He's full-time employee of the business now for 3 years, I think. So in all the collaborations he's been working. So when I found Michael, and I think Michael was at David Lindley's for many years before that, we're making furniture, custom furniture, all over the world, but a great deal in the UK. We're very lucky to have incredible craftsmen in the UK, and I would call it tailoring. It isn't. It's making furniture with silver lining. It's making furniture in all these other incredible artisan places. Some of them who have been training and are being trained maybe with Quest, with Queen Elizabeth Scholarship Trust, which we support to create those artisan training, those artisan talents that we need to keep in the UK. They will be the future of the career and the opportunities in collaborations in furniture and design. Those people, those junior people. And Michael has joined us, as I say, to help work on all of the furniture. So now he's working on drawings for furniture in planes, in houses, on boats, and then the collections. So yes, we work with Turnstile, we work with the rug company, we're working with JP Baker on a collection. It is extraordinary how long these things take, though, to create, as I was saying to you both. You know, working with Hilary, I think it's at least 2 years to produce the art collection.
Well, no, that's what was Andrew. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. It was so magnificent because it took so long to get there, but you presented at Monaco 2018, and it was very unusual. We launched at Monaco 2019. That was an incredibly quick launch. Now it's so been drawn out a little bit because of COVID, but
it's so easy to work with Winch.
No, that is unusual to have such a tight time frame for us.
And how do you ensure that there's a sort of essence of Winch when you collaborate? So I think we've got some pictures of the Labyrinth collection you did with Turnstile, for example.
Yep.
So how do you make sure that those, as I say, have, you know, an essence?
I have known them for many, many years again. And their leather collection, which they design in-house, and this is the only collection that Turnstile have done with an external studio. And it comes out of being a friend, admiring their work so much. I think I have their leather collection in my flat in London. I have it in other places I own, and I put it on yachts all over the place. I love it. But I said, look, why don't I do my own thing? And when we talked about it, I had a piece of brain coral in my studio here. And I said, you know, can we make something which the clients like to have a grip? They like to feel that they can get hold of things. So I said, can we take a pattern that is non-recognizable, recognizable? Brain coral became too tight, but we wanted to try and create something, and it's almost like an Aztec pattern. So we called it the Labyrinth, because these things have to have a history. So you look at it, it should be suitable for any sort of interior. The different plating and materials they use are gorgeous, are beautiful. And the quality of their product is so good. So again, they have sales all over the States. They are an international company. And again, I have them here. They're on my studio door. They're on the front door. And they will be on that Amel 60 motor yacht as well, because he fell in love with that as well. So we're specifying them on lots of new projects.
And is it very important that all of the projects that you work on collaboratively have something that is recognizably Winch?
I think the recognizable Winch detail is a quality of design. It's an attention to detail. It isn't specifically that we use one. We're not just using teak on stuff. We have to do. We are a design studio, and I'm proud of it. That can create the greatest classical mansion or chateau in France, which is what we're creating at the moment, or the most futuristic plane, which we have a Dreamliner flying tomorrow in its owner's acceptance flight, which is a 787, and the interior is incredibly contemporary. So I like to have that diversity. I'm not someone who's put in a box. But at the bottom line, it's about quality, relationship with the clients. So here we're trying to find with collections, who might the clients be? We're trying to identify what they would like. There's no point just being egotistical and doing your own thing. You have to listen to the partner you're working with, work with the sales company you're working with, work with Design Center. How is it sold? You have to work on the marketing and understand the pictures and the photography, because you're selling yourself. And I'm selling Winch Design as a company, and all of us here. If it fails, it's really, really bad for us. We want every product we do to be a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Hilary, what would you say is the secret of a successful collaboration?
Well, I think that you have to listen to each other, of course. You have to have a similar sort of values in terms of goals, what you're sort of looking for. I think, I think Winch has positioned us, and many of ours positions us to push the envelope with each collection. We learn from each other. But, you know, I think you align yourself also with another company that, you know, a brand that reinforces our core values and key goals. And the goal is that, you know, the two of you together create something. 1 + 1 = more than 2. So I think that's sort of very important when you're sort of, I think also generosity. I think, you know, sharing the secret sauce of your companies. I mean, we each have it, and sharing that is important. We guard that, you know, from our competitors, but we need to share that so that sort of both our brands are seen in the kind of resulting product, I think. But the other thing that's really important, I think, is organization. You know, we're headquartered in California. They're in the UK, and we manufacture in Indonesia. So you need to keep all the trains on time and make it work. And that was really, really important for this project, trying to keep sort of everything going. And Andrew said it easier. You're running a business, and this is something on the side a little bit where you're trying to create the next thing. So you're trying to keep it going as you run your regular business also.
No, it's a mixture of, sorry, Andrew, yeah.
But what would make me so proud is if I walk into a hotel in Mexico or in New Zealand or in Hong Kong and find the Ark sitting there. It would put an enormous smile on my face. You know, I would be so proud. I'd be sitting in it just giggling. You know, to me, that's the partnership with Summit. It's something that if it isn't fun, don't bother doing it. I mean, you've got to enjoy your life. And I think the partnership, you don't get into bed with doing a project like this with any partner unless you're going to have some fun. And I think our business modus operandi at Winch is to enjoy ourselves. We're incredibly creative, all of us. And we're not cookie cutter. We're not just a machine that has to turn out product. We are a studio where our clients come to us for originality. So, you know, where did the idea for art come from? It just pops out of my head. And I'm lucky enough to be called the creative director, and I'm able to be a bit left field, right field, down the middle. I can do a little bit of what I want now because Ainu is running the business. Simon runs our architecture studio. Jim runs yachts and aviation. Their teams underneath them are so passionate and so strong. And it's a pleasure to come in. I mean, this COVID year has been quite bizarre, but I'm in the office today. I've been working on a large yacht project this morning. I've been working on a 54-foot production sailing yacht that we're building. So, you know, the difference is 100 meter probably. And then this afternoon, I've been working on plans for an architecture project of over 5,000 square meter architecture project.
And have you just quickly, because we're about to bump into our pips, but have you got plans to work together again? Are we going to see an Ark 2? Or?
Many. Please, Hilary. lots of ideas.
Many of our
ideas.
Many of our designers have done multiple collections for us, and we've talked about other products. We did talk about fabric. I think they're dying to put their fabric, so that's something we have gotten into recently, which we're very excited about. Having performance fabrics for the furniture. Performance fabrics has become an important part of design because people are bringing it indoors also. You know, they have children, they have dogs. So that's an exciting sort of new addition for us.
That's something really to look forward to. Perhaps we'll meet again, maybe even in person, and look at the fabric collection in a year's time. That would be exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thanks so much for joining us, and happy Thanksgiving, Hilary, in California.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Hilary.